Death changes everything, but no one talks about it. This is Death Talks, a space where grief, love, fear, and truth finally have a voice. Brought to you by the 1090 podcast. This story is by Briosha. I have not watched it yet. I do not know what to expect from this, but I am sure we're going to learn so much. At the end of the episode, my favorite part is to read in the comments what you took away and how it changes the way that you are going to be living the rest of your life. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the 1090 podcast. Life's 10% what happens to you and 90% what you're going to do about it. We're here with Briosha. Bri, where do we start with Romeo? Should we start where do you want to go from here? Your story, your time.
Ooh.
I would like to hear a little bit about him.
Yeah, okay.
And I love the name, Romeo.
Romeo, yeah. Well, that's the thing is, Romeo, he was just so magical and so freaking handsome. Like, he really stole the heart of every person who's ever met him. He was an angel, right?
Yeah, I was just flipping through your Instagram and the pictures you have of him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just so cute. So I actually got pregnant with Romeo. I'd been with my boyfriend at the time for maybe a year, and we got pregnant by accident, but it was one of those meant to be kind of situations. And when I realized that I was pregnant, we were living in his parents' basement, and we were broke and just not in the best circumstance to have a baby. But we knew that it would be okay, and we knew that he was meant to be here with us, and so it just felt right. And by the time I had him, he just completely rocked my whole world.
How old were you when you had him?
I think I was 21. I just turned 21 when I gave birth to him.
So pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young. But yeah, he just rocked my whole world. I was a stay-at-home mom, and
and maybe there's nothing there because I don't really know how you grew up, but just being in Utah,
right?
Having a baby, not married. You catch any haters, or I don't know if that's the right word.
It's kind of funny because
whatever.
In Utah, people usually have kids pretty young.
Right. So Utah, you're in the norm. Not even that young.
No, it's totally normal. Everybody sees babies everywhere. Kids are running everywhere. The only difference is, we weren't married, but I don't know, I'm kind of past caring what people think about with that. It was funny though, leaving out of state. I'd go visit California and I'd be super pregnant. People look at me like I was a child who was pregnant. Yeah, no, having a baby and taking them out of state, out of Utah, it was more whoa, you're a mom. But in Utah, it's normal.
It's just weird. I remember being 21.
Right.
Or even,
you're a kid. When you're 21, you are a baby.
But I remember thinking I knew. I got I got this life thing figured out.
You know what's up. You think you know life.
And then just a little, not good.
Right.
I was just curious how that would, but it sounds like it wasn't too bad.
No.
Not being married and
No. And for me, having a baby, I don't think is a reason to get married. I mean, for each person, it's different. But in my own situation, it wasn't our reason to get married. So, yeah, we work great as parents, and it worked out how it worked out. So anyways, I was a stay-at-home mom, and Caden, he does summer sales. So we saw you in Cancun with the company New Sun. So he does summer sales with them. And
if he was at that retreat, I'm guessing he does pretty well. He does a good job.
Yeah, he does. He's really talented at what he does. So he would be working full-time, and I would be at home with the baby. And it was amazing that I got that opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, because lots of people don't necessarily have that. So for me, I got to spend all of my time with him, which I look back and those are,
Wow, that's amazing. And that's really awesome that she's able to realize that having that time with Romeo is so precious because, yeah, had she had to have a full-time job like a lot of moms do just to survive, she would have missed even those little moments that she had with him, that time that she had with him to just hang out all day and do nothing, or to take him to the park, or for him to be on your nerves while you're trying to clean, or while you're trying to work, or while you're trying to do whatever. Those moments are so precious, and we get so distracted and so bogged down and overwhelmed with the stresses of everyday life that we forget to pause and take those moments in, because they will never happen again. You will never be that age again. Your child will never be that age again. Like, those moments are so precious and so important.
Like, I'm so grateful for all of those moments, being able to stay at home with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always want kids, or like, was that the plan, or?
Yeah. I've definitely always wanted kids. It wasn't something that we had like talked about. It just happened.
Yeah.
But after Romeo came, he just was like everything, and I felt good then. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I could feel there were more, but just wasn't ready for anything else yet. I mean, having a kid is a lot.
Yeah.
It takes up your whole, it changes everything for you.
Yeah, Romeo is, I mean, I'm just trying to think. He's probably starting to say some words, maybe put a sentence together.
No, he was really good at talking. He could do sentences, so he was 2.5.
Do you remember what his first word was?
It was jump.
Jump?
Jump.
No way. Yeah. That's a good first
he was
word.
Obsessed. He was obsessed with like balls. He was a boy's boy. So yeah. He was obsessed with cars and balls and dinosaurs and that type of thing.
For sure.
So his second word was ball, and then his third word was, where's the ball?
This guy's
like a full-on sentence.
He's
Where's the ball? Where's the ball? He was a cutie. We were excited about getting him into sports. He loved kicking a soccer ball around. He could already kind of dribble a basketball. So, we had like, when you have a kid, you kind of make all these plans for them, right? You have all these ideas kind of pop up in your head. And that's one of the saddest things, is thinking about all the things that we wanted to do with him.
Yeah.
That's so true. And even when you don't lose your child, even if your child is still alive, a lot of those plans and ideas that you had for your child don't necessarily come true. So that's like a hard thing to do, because as parents, of course, we have all these dreams and ideas that we want for our children, because for us, it seems important and it seems great. Like, that's it. That's the perfect life for you. But the truth is, we don't know what the perfect life for their child is. They're a complete different human. They are on this planet for their own purpose that's outside of us, and we don't know that purpose. So our goal, our job, is to teach our kids. Just teach. That's it. But of course, we're going to have hopes and dreams. And to lose them that way is so hard. But yes, that's a very familiar feeling, that it doesn't just happen because your child died. It also happens because your child grew up and they have their own thoughts and their own ideas for life.
Frankie, like, grieving over Frankie's different than grieving over Courtney, because like, at least Courtney got 30 years. Frankie, like, she was 2. So yeah, a lot of the pain with Frankie is just you just were robbed of, like, so much, like, what could have been.
Right.
And then, I mean, same thing with Ryder and, like, all the kids.
I know.
Like, it's just, like, that's what's so painful about kids dying, is, like, just never really even had a chance yet. And then, can I just share a quick Frankie memory?
Oh, I would love.
Well, just when we were talking about Romeo.
Yeah.
But, I would say Frankie had this game face, where she'd, like, tilt her head and, like,
okay, I can see
her brow and, like, crunch up the nose. And I'd always say, Frankie, show me your game face. And she'd show me this game face. And I think another tough thing about losing a 2-year-old is,
oh my gosh,
like, they don't have a lot of friends yet. They haven't traveled. Like, they're so young. Like, you're really the only one who knows about them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Courtney, Race, they have so many family friends, like people knew them.
Nobody knows them in the way that
Nobody
you
knows
knew them.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Except me.
Yeah.
And Courtney, like, she died as well.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And like, my mom and Courtney's parents know Frankie. Like some people do, but like for some reason that hurts. Like it's hard for me to share memories with people with Frankie because they weren't there. Like they don't understand it. I just.
That's really interesting. I never thought of it like that, but he's right. Because, when you're an older child and you start school, then other people also have memories with you. And they have a connection with you. And so when you pass, there's also their memories and their connection. But when a child is so young that they didn't even have the ability, they didn't have the chance to make other connections, and only their immediate family has that actual personal connection with them. So I think that's what he's saying. That's why it's so important for him to tell Frankie's story, to say her name, to tell her game face, and to say, this was her personality. This is who she was. This is what she liked. Because, the essence of Frankie will never be here the same way again. And the only way anybody else is going to understand that is through her father. And that's hard. That's a hard thing to have to handle and to hold.
I think losing a young kid that age is so hard.
Well, they're just like this raw expression of life. Like life at its purest form.
And like I'm sure you had this with Romeo, but like never did anything bad. Like just
no. And if they would do something bad, like it's in the cutest way.
Frankie says a swear word and you just laugh. Like,
oh my god!
It's just everything they do is
just so innocent and pure.
And then like the way a kid, like a 2-year-old, the power they have to just flip your day around.
I know.
Like a bad day, you come home, she wraps her little arms around your neck, and like problem's gone.
Was she a daddy's girl?
Yeah, like I think she was very much like her mom.
Right.
But she'd also just chase her 2 brothers around all the time.
Oh, cute.
Just like tomboy trying to keep up with them.
Cute.
So that's who Frankie was. But yeah, she was.
I love her name, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
It's really cute.
Thank you. We wanted like a name like a boy name, but for a girl. Like we liked Austin, Bobby.
Yes.
Frankie.
I love that. I love boy names for girls. I wanted to do that with I have a daughter. She's 7 months. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do that with her, but my boyfriend at the time, he was not for it.
We got to get, okay, can we get back to Romeo?
Yes.
Cute kid. Let's get to the brutal part.
Right.
Can you take us to the day of, like, where you were, how this happened, maybe?
Yes, I can. Okay. So I was living.
And sorry.
Yeah.
But like this is recent.
Yeah, no.
Like not easy to talk about.
It's not easy to talk about.
But also like you need to talk about it.
But I'm wanting to. Yeah. Like I'm wanting to share more about it. I think there's a lot of information as well that would be helpful for people to know regarding water safety and the dangers of water.
For sure.
So this was about a year and a half ago, July 1st, 2022. And like I said, my boyfriend at the time, he was doing solar sales. Mm-hmm. And so he was working all the time, and we were staying at this apartment in Tracy, California. And I would take Romeo swimming in the apartment complex almost daily because it was something fun to do. And I knew that water was dangerous for children, right? Like I knew to watch him. I knew to be careful, but I did not know the extent of how dangerous and how fast your child can drown and how common it is. Like I really did not know.
Oh, she is so right about that. I had my own scary experience, my own realization on how dangerous water is when my middle child was just a baby. She was in one of those little floaters, little rings that float. She was right next to me. My best friend was right in front of me with her baby. and the floater had flipped and she was upside down in the water, and I did not know that. I was talking to my friend, the floater had flipped, we were making eye contact, and my friend just happened to look down and saw the baby upside down. But that quick, like it was that quick. I didn't feel her flip. I didn't feel, I felt she was safe. She was in a floating device, but no, it turned her upside down. But of course it lucky for me at that moment, when it happened, it was really quick and she was fine. Like she was perfectly fine. She wasn't even choking or coughing or anything, but it is that fast and that quiet. It can just happen like that. And in that moment I realized that I put too much faith, I guess, in the floaty device, because I was feeling she was safe because she was in the floaty device. So I was kind of letting my guard down a little bit. And in that moment, I realized that's dangerous and I will never do that again. So I absolutely understand what she's saying.
Yeah, because like if you picture a kid drowning, you picture like flailing arms and screaming and help, and that's not how
the case.
it is.
It's not the case.
Like you turn your back and
no. Lifeguards are actually trained to look for children who are drowning that are like in the water and you hardly see them. Right. Like it's hard to detect. Mm-hmm. You're not hearing anything. You're not really seeing anything. So, going along with that, like I didn't know that drowning is the leading cause of death for children under 4.
I did not know that either.
It's the number 1 cause of death. And it's so common. Like now that this has happened to me and my family, I'm hearing about it all the time. I also did not know that, like we said, it's silent. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. And it only takes 30 seconds for your child to drown. Only 30 seconds. And it doesn't matter if it's a pool or in our case, it was a hot tub, or it happens in bathtubs all of the time. And you can leave for only 1 minute to go grab something or go check the door or whatever it is, and you'll come back and it's just too late. And let's say your kid is in the bathtub. Let's say they're in the bathtub. You have the water very low in the bathtub, okay? You're thinking there's no way, right? Like I can leave the room for just a second. I mean, you're busy. You have other kids, you have other people, you have things going on. Your kid, they can slip, and the moments that it takes with them slipping and the shock that they have when they inhale the water, the inches of water that's in the tub, that's all it takes. Yeah. All it takes. So,
that's horrifying. I never thought about it like that. Because yes, I absolutely, with all 3 of my girls, as soon as they were old enough, like I don't remember now, probably at least a year. If the water is so low that they can't go under, like they're not gonna, if they fall backwards, they're not gonna go under. I thought they were safe. But I never considered that, them falling and the shock of that they can inhale the water and still drown, even though their face is not fully submerged.
It's hard. Like, I don't want to stress anybody out.
No, I mean, I do think, number 1 cause of death under 4, and I think it's probably because no one wants to talk about it.
I know.
No one, and
it's not fun to talk about.
It's not. And
so true. It's absolutely true. Nobody wants to talk about scary things that can happen to your children, and nobody wants to talk about children dying. I get it. It sucks. It's scary. It doesn't feel good. It's not fun, but it's necessary. It's part of life. There's only 2 things that are guaranteed. You're going to birth. When you're birthed, you're alive. You take a breath. And you die. That's it. Those are the only 2 things in life that are guaranteed. That you were birthed. That's why you're alive. Right now, somebody had you. You came from somebody's body. You grew in a body and you came out. You are alive now. And then at some point, you will die. And you will be returned to the earth. I mean, those are 2 absolute things that absolutely happened. And we don't talk about it at all.
But it needs to be talked about, I think, and it's just the worst thing. So you were at the apartment complex?
Yes.
take him swimming.
Yes, daily almost. And here's another prevalent thing to the story is when I would take him swimming, he was really good at always staying on the steps and not going in the water without me. And because he knew he couldn't swim and he was careful. He was only 2.5 years old, but like he was really careful around the water. But then I put floaties on him. So I put floaties on him, and this was only 3 days before the accident. He thought because of the floaties that he could float now because they gave him a false sense of security. So people also don't know this. Moving forward, none of my kids will ever wear floaties unless, like we're boating or something like that. But floaties, puddle jumpers, don't put your kids in them. Put your kids in swimming lessons every summer until they're excellent swimmers. And let's say you don't even have a pool in your backyard. It doesn't matter. Like it takes out one time of them going to a friend's house. It takes out one swimming party. Don't put them in floaties. So I put Romeo in floaties, and he thought he could float. And I didn't really register that in my mind. We go to the pool the next day or 2 days after that. And we had walked in. We'd only been in the pool area for 3-4 minutes. We had just barely walked in. And we didn't bring the floaties this day like usual. Okay, we usually don't have it. We walk in, he kind of runs ahead. He runs ahead because he sees another kid and he wants to go and play with that kid. They're sitting at a bench. The mom with the kid, she sees me and walks forward. We meet halfway. And I sit down to talk to her. I take my eyes off of Romeo and I sit down to talk to her. At that point, I didn't think Romeo would go to the pool area, but also we're near a body of water. So the fact I took my eyes off of him. So I sit down, I talk to her for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then I say out loud, "Where's Romeo?" I stand up and I don't see him. I scan the area. I don't see him. I see her son sitting up in the hot tub and I don't see Romeo. So I start walking forward towards the hot tub and sorry. I start walking forward and I see him face down in the water. And at this moment, things got really weird. It felt like I was in a dream. I kept thinking, wake up, wake up, wake up. I was literally living in my worst nightmare.
I was going to ask you, when did you feel this sense of fear? Was it when you saw him or when you stood up, where's Romeo? Or was it everything just happening so fast, you're just kind of in this shock and disbelief, almost out of body
dream experience?
Yeah.
Yes. It was not real.
Oh my God. Oh, this poor woman. I could not imagine. I mean, there's been times where I've done that, where I've checked out, started having a conversation with a friend or something, looked at my phone and checked out just for a second. And then you look up and you're like, oh, where's my kid? What? I wasn't paying attention. Where are they at? And that anxiety is so horrible. That feeling is so strong and horrible. And to have that anxiety and then to see your worst fear actually taking place, I can't imagine how you handle that.
No, it could not be real. I live a normal life. I'm a normal person. This doesn't happen to me. This happens to other people, but not me. Not my baby and not Romeo. So, yeah, so I'm kind of in that weird shock dream phase. I'm walking forward and he's face down in the pool and I walk in, all of my clothes, my shoes. I grab him. His lips and his face is turning blue. He's regurgitating throw up. His body's convulsing and his soul is not in his body. I'm holding his limp body and he's not in there. And so I start performing.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's really interesting that she was able to notice that in that moment with all this trauma happening, that she was able to feel that her son's soul is no longer in his physical body. That's amazing.
CPR.
Are you like silent? Are you screaming? Are you kind of, you don't even remember?
I'm pretty sure I was screaming. I remember hearing screaming, so I'm not sure if that was.
But you were able to perform CPR to some degree, or were you?
I would hope to say that like my instincts took over,
But you're really just kind of fuzzy.
But I was fuzzy, and I heard screaming, so I'm not sure if it was me or the mom I was with. But I started doing CPR. I'd taken a class in CPR years ago, but I did not know what I was doing. I just knew that my baby needed something, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do that something for him. There's a crowd of people forming around us, and everybody looks sick. Everybody looks ashen. I'm at this point definitely screaming for help, calling for help, and like trying to hand him to somebody who would know what to do, and nobody seems to know what to do. So somebody's calling 911. Somebody else pulls me into their car, and I'm in the backseat of their car going to the hospital. We meet up with the ambulance halfway, and they take him.
And did you follow the ambulance or like?
Yeah, so we follow the ambulance. At this point, I'm completely silent in the back seat of the car with the person who's driving me.
You woke up, normal day.
Right.
Take Romeo to the pool.
Yeah.
You meet someone, having a pleasant conversation. Mm-hmm. And then.
Yeah, and then my whole world as I knew it is completely upside down.
And now you're behind an ambulance phone. You're like, yeah. What?
Oh, the sirens. Every time today when I hear an ambulance siren, I get these extreme, I don't know what to call it, triggers, like trauma triggers, where it kind of takes me back to the accident, and I have to just like stay with the.
Wow, that's crazy. It's amazing how life can happen just like that. One moment you're doing this, you're this person, this is your life, this is your reality. And in a second, just like that, everything is different. That's why it's so important to stay present, to be grateful for everybody that you have. Make sure you tell them how much you love them and how important they are, and to stay present. I mean, there's always going to be distress. There's always going to be bills. There's always going to be somebody's upset because you said this, or you didn't do this correctly, or you did that and didn't do this. There's always going to be that. So just let that stuff go and focus on the good things that you do have, what you're grateful for. And you're happy that you're here and I can listen to you complain about me. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Of that until it passes, but I have a lot of triggers today, honestly.
Yeah, I go into a pool, or like even when I met you at the ocean, does that do anything to you? Or
I had to get past that. Sometimes it does. This was actually a few weeks after the accident. I wanted to face my fear, and I went back to that hot tub. I went back to the pool, and I mean, there was this kid in the pool. He had a snorkel thing on. So he was going underwater, and he could like breathe through his snorkel, but he was trying to play, and he was screaming, "Mama, save me! Mom, save! I'm drowning!" And this was a few weeks after. So that kind of, I mean, that's my hardest part, is I think about him needing his mom and trying to scream for me, and I'm literally right there. I'm right there, and I didn't know, and I wasn't there for him. And that is the part that could kill me right there.
I understand. I can't imagine the guilt that you would feel as a parent. I mean, parents feel guilty when their child dies from a disease that they had nothing to do with. They didn't give them cancer, and they still feel guilt from that. But can you imagine your child drowns in front of you, the kind of guilt that you would have. Yeah, I understand. I don't know how you allow yourself to feel those emotions and move through them, because you have to. You're still here. You're still living. Your soul is still in your physical body. And your child would not want you walking around in a pit of despair, miserable for the rest of the years that you have here on this earth, which isn't that much. Life is really short. Like, there isn't that much time. So yeah, that's so rough.
It's 2 minutes of him drowning or however long it was. Like, that's the part, if I let it, that could kill me.
Hey Ryan, can you grab us some tissues, man? First of all, I just, sorry. There's really nothing good to say. And then, I struggle with guilt a lot. Like, it wasn't in the car. And, how do you...
wishing that you were there
Oh,
almost.
man, I wish I was in the car so bad.
Oh, my God.
So bad. I'd do anything. Obviously, my first plea to God or whoever, I don't know, to whoever would be, don't let them die. But then my second one would be, okay, can I just do it with them?
Yeah.
I'd like to just go through it with them.
Yeah. Yeah, experience what they experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's part of the reason why I just get tattooed so much. I just want to feel awful.
That's why you get tattoos?
I think that's why I get drunk sometimes, too. I just want to feel awful.
Okay. Because you want to kind of experience
pain.
Maybe to the level that they...
And obviously it's not, something, yeah.
Right.
I should sit through some type of pain.
Right.
What are,
And I've done that, too. I've, in my head, gone through that experience with him so many times.
I was going to ask you, grief, this is a life sentence. You're done. You're going to have this pain the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you seem to be, I could be totally wrong, but you seem to be coping with it pretty good. How,
right.
How are you handling the guilt and the grief? What are you, because you seem very optimistic and positive and
right.
bright and happy maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I can't, and even with me, what I've lost, I still can't put myself in your shoes. I can't walking up to Riggins or Frankie face down in water.
Oh my gosh.
And then you have to tell people. Now you have to tell your boyfriend.
Oh yeah, no, that was one of the worst moments in my life, was telling him. But I think the thing with it is, something like this happens to you, and you have two choices. You either die, you give up, or you use this to become alive. You use this to wake up from the daydream of life, and you actually start living. You have a purpose in life now. You wake up and you start living. So that's what...
Wow. How profound and beautiful is that? That she experienced every parent's very worst nightmare. The very worst thing that could possibly happen. And she decided to take that pain and her grief and use it to start living. That's the whole point of this channel. That's why I'm doing this. That's why we have these discussions. That's why we're watching this. This is why we watch these videos. Because somebody who's experienced it and actually walked through that flame can sit here and tell you, wake up and start living your life. You need to listen.
That's what I'm trying to do. And it's a daily, I'm sure you know, it's a daily thing. It's a daily decision to live.
I remember you asking me on the beach, you're like, I forget how you might have to help me out here, but you said something like, do you get mean messages, or how do you handle people
right.
who think Do you remember this?
I do, yeah. And I was thinking about that today.
Because I do think it's such a brave thing. Right. And this is why no one knows that drowning is number one killer for kids 4 years and younger. No one talks about it. No one talks about their story. Because shame and guilt.
Feel so fucking guilty.
Shame and guilt are the worst things.
I know.
And we all have it. And it's like, it's the thing we never talk about. Like, we never talk about our shame and guilt.
Right.
And it eats us up in other ways.
Yeah.
So, like, the amount of bravery it takes for someone like you to understand that if you're going to try to take what happened to you and educate people about drowning, like, there's going to be, like, it's part of the territory. It's just going to come with people backlash. Like, how dare you give advice when your son drowned? Like, some people are just terrible people. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But, like, I remember you asking me that, and I don't really know what my answer was, but I hope you don't let those get to you, because I think, like, what if you sharing your story saves 5 kids from drowning?
Okay, and that's the thing. Like, that is the thing. All the messages that I get that are people who are so thankful for the information, or maybe it's touched somebody who's also lost somebody, or somebody who's going through something, right? Like, the people.
Exactly. That's why having these conversations are so important. Because, think about how many parents never thought of that, didn't know that a kid can drown in 30 seconds, and that their face doesn't have to be submerged in water for them to drown. How many parents know that? I didn't know that. And I've raised 3 kids now. I had no idea that the leading cause of death for 4-year-olds and under is drowning. I had no idea about that.
People who it's touching in that way, it's worth it. You have to tell the story. You have to keep going. And I would say the biggest thing that kind of got in my head that almost stopped me from sharing, and this is kind of what I was talking to you about, was the people who almost accused me of using his story for popularity, or using what happened to me as a way to get followers. And because of that, I almost stopped.
Yeah.
I almost stopped. I had to have a real come to Jesus with myself and ask myself, why am I doing this? Like, why do I want to share a story? Why do I want to post? And I know, like, I want to do it because his story deserves to be shared. And because if this saves one person from taking their life after losing their child, or if this saves even one child, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, yeah, I think for you, like, that's important to understand. Like, for every bad comment you get, you're probably getting 20 to 30
so
good
many
ones.
more, so many good ones.
So don't get caught up on, like,
you kind of just have to not care and understand that person's dealing with their own shit.
Like, to me, when I get bad comments,
right?
And listen, I don't get a lot. Like, I'm not. It always cracks me up, like, when people on Instagram, like, my haters said I couldn't do it, and I did. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
Like, do you really have, like, who's your hater? Like, your aunt who thought you should have stayed in business school instead of starting your own? Like, that's probably your hater. Like, no one really is hating you. You know what I mean? Like,
there's definitely people who don't believe in you, right?
Right, but, like, I do think sometimes the thought of it, like, we blow it up in our head. Like, it's probably just some unhappy guy in his 50s had a bad day at work. Like,
definitely.
Like, that's probably it.
I mean, if you're coming at somebody for losing their family members,
drowning kid,
right?
Like, give me a break.
And you're gonna come at them and add to the guilt that they're already feeling. Like, come on, like, do you know what mom guilt is? Like, I'm already feeling that. So,
like, I'm not trying to make it. I think people who say I have haters are trying to act like they're cool. Like, I'm so cool. I have hate. Like, but some people don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make before I forget it, and all this is like, when someone sends me a mean comment, it's honestly like they're saying your dog Puddles is stupid.
Okay.
Like, first of all, I don't have a dog, Puddles.
Okay, so it's just completely illogical.
Yeah, it's like that's literally how I hear it. Like, these people don't know anything about me.
They don't know you.
like this is it's insanity. Like I don't even have a.
And that's so true. That's the way you have to take all criticism, especially when you're dealing with social media. As these people do not know you, they don't know your circumstances, and whatever they're throwing at you, whatever hate or mean or negativity that they're throwing at you, is actually how they feel themselves. And they're just trying to get that feeling off of them. So they're trying to put it on somebody else, whoever will accept it. And all you have to do is say, no, thank you. Don't accept it. You don't have to accept it. It's not personal. It's about them. They're the ones with the problem, not you. So definitely don't take it personal. Just like he said, it's like they're calling your fish dumb, a fish that you don't even have. Like, why would you care? Who cares? Go ahead, call them dumb if you want to. I don't even own a fish. That kind of thing.
Dog named Puddles.
Right.
So that's just kind of how I see, like, they just don't even know.
That's a good way to look at it.
And then, like, I just, it's kind of like when you lose wife, son, daughter, brother, nephew, and then someone leaves you a mean comment, it's kind of like, hey, you lost both your legs and you have stage 4 cancer. And then someone comes in like, oh, like you jammed your pinky too. Uh-huh. Like, okay. Like I can deal with the jammed pinky, I guess. Like, add it to the, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really a whole lot of room left to get, like,
exactly.
I'm not going to care what Ned from Memphis thinks of my
gone
podcast.
Through
like.
Your worst nightmare. Like, the worst thing a person can go through. So, yeah.
So I hope, like, no, I do think, it, and listen, it's hard being vulnerable. It's hard talking about your emotions. And this is part of it, is the judgment.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it.
That's part of it. And so to be vulnerable, to open up, you're just, I don't know how else to say it, but you're just going to have to not give a fuck.
You're going to have it.
It's just going to come.
I think for anyone who has anything important to say, it always comes with that.
Right? Yeah, I think it's a good way to put it. But like the worst story, like kid drowning. I remember, and it's so weird how life happens to you, but I remember I was a high school basketball coach, and one of the people on staff at the school, like janitor staff, she lost her kid, choking accident. Kid choked on candy at a family vacation. And I remember, like, we'd have a tough loss, and I'd be so mad, and I'd walk through the gym, and I'd see her, this mother that just lost her kid.
Yeah.
I'd see her, and I'm like, and I remember I'd even make comments to my assistant coach, Christian, about it. Like, what are we even worried about? Like, she has to deal with that. Like,
exactly, yeah.
We can deal with losing a high school basketball game.
Right.
And I remember, like, I can't imagine what that's like. And that's very close to your story, just walking on your kid choking or drowning. Like, like everything I worried about before the car accident.
Just does not matter.
It's so weird,
it doesn't matter.
Like, I don't even know what it was.
Yes.
I don't even know.
And it's weird because you're still going to have problems that kind of pop up and you almost...
Yes. And I think that's why it's so important, because you don't want to wait until the universe puts a situation like that into your life, into your reality, to actually realize what's really important. Just like he said, losing a high school basketball game is not that important. At least my wife and my children are still here, and I can go home to them. And, you know, like, it really puts into perspective what matters and what's important. And I want to have that perspective before a horrible tragedy happens and creates that perspective for me. I want to have that perspective right now. And that's another reason why I think it's so important to listen to these stories. As hard as it is to hear, it's happening. Whether you're listening or not, this woman lost her child. Whether you know about it or not, this is what's reality. This is what's happening. So listening to her tell her story can help you live your life better, fuller, without having to experience the trauma or the grief that can come along with that.
Have these old habits of worrying about these problems, and then you kind of remember, this doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, in the whole scheme of things, this really does not matter.
And I do think, like, when you lose the loved one, like, this new, beautiful gain perspective of life, that's part of it.
Yes.
That's why you have it, is nothing really compares that love that is lost, and so it puts everything in perspective for you now.
Puts everything into perspective of what.
But it's
really
weird
does
because
matter.
When Romeo was alive, you loved him more than anything.
Yes.
Like, you knew that.
Oh, yes.
But still, when you lose them,
yes,
it's different. It's just, it's hard to explain, and I don't wish it upon anyone, losing a kid. And then, okay, so can we get to, you have to tell people, well, where do you want to get back with your story? So you're following the ambulance, and then you get to the hospital and they say sorry.
So we get to the hospital, and we actually had to go to 2 different hospitals. We get to the first hospital, and they're working around him. It's not looking good. The lights are flickering, and the nurses are all like looking around so anxiously at me, trying to help me. And I'm sitting there in my wet clothes, my wet shoes, and my phone rings. It's Caden. It's Romeo's dad. Somebody had told him, and he's calling me to see if it's true. And I was the one that had to tell him, like, yes, Romeo drowned. And the noise he made, like, I will never forget it. It was one of the worst moments of my whole life. I'll never forget it. He came and met me at that hospital, and the doctor, there was a priest praying over Romeo and telling us to hope. And there was a doctor there, and he told me there wasn't much hope. He said, you better pray hard because there's not a lot of hope. And it's almost like that doctor was looking at me like it was my fault. And I don't know if I was projecting that because I felt like it was my fault. But I think when something like this happens, like a kid drowns, you want somebody to blame. Like, you're angry about it and you are mad and you want to find someone to kind of point fingers at. And I think for the doctors and the nurses at these hospitals, they go through a lot. Like, it's not pleasant for them to have to try to save this kid's life. So anyways, he's life flighted from that hospital. We go to the next hospital, and the journey to this hospital was an hour long. During this drive, I'm having to call family members and let them know, because I know we need support. I don't want them to hear about it from anyone else. Like, they need to hear about it from me. So I call my brother, and Caden calls his parents. It was so hard just hearing them scream as well.
I told my parents, because I was asking them to go to the hospital to check on Blue for me. Right. But I think they already knew. Okay. And just hearing you talk, I never had, I had to tell Keisha and Faith in person. Right. That was hard. That was hard. Right. But yeah, like, I wouldn't be able to speak. I couldn't tell my mom. Yeah, I don't know how you did that. I would have. So scared to tell because she just had such a good bond with him. I had to call my brother. You just felt like you had to tell them, like they couldn't hear from someone else. So, I mean, maybe I said that wrong. Like that. No, I think that's like shows what type of person you are. Like I wasn't even in that headspace. Like, couldn't even think about other people, really. So I think it's kind of cool that you wanted to call him, but how hard that'd have been, I can't imagine that. Well, like I said, and then again and again and again. Yeah, no. I called my brother. Let me rephrase that. Okay, I called my brother. My bad. And my brother is the one who told my mom, and my mom told my grandma. And my grandma, she's the one we tell things if we want information to spread. So it was my grandma who called everyone. But I guess in that car ride, like calling my brother was so hard, and then listening to my boyfriend at the time, listening to him call his parents and being on the phone with them, that was just so hard. So it's actually crazy because his parents, his mom, my boyfriend's parents, his mom Danielle, she was at the movies at the time of the accident, and she had no idea of the accident, no logical idea, but she did have a panic attack at the movies at the exact time that Romeo drowned. She had a panic attack, and she had to leave the theater. And she had no idea why. No idea, until we called her a few hours later. Wow. Yeah. There's lots of things like that. Like, there's lots of little signs. What is the relationship?
That's really interesting that the grandma could feel the energy change. She could feel something was different and something was wrong in her nervous system, which is why she's having a panic attack. Her logical brain didn't know what was going on, but her nervous system knew something was up.
With your boyfriend's parents, like, how was that after the accident? Did they talk to you a lot? What was that relationship like?
They're amazing. They're family. They're family. We actually live in their basement. We rent out their basement from them in the off season when he's not working. Yeah, they're family.
That's so cool because just like the studies of when a couple loses a kid, like usually I think it's like in the 80%, like that relationship's gonna end, and things can get nasty pretty quick because it's the worst story. It's a kid drowning. There's so much emotions and trying to deal with it, and we all deal with it in different ways. It's just really hard and then like the animosity you could have towards each other because of it.
So that's the thing is, we've been together for 5.5 years, and we've gone through everything. I mean, I want to say everything like people can go through in a relationship.
Well, I think losing a kid, like, that's got to be the toughest thing to go through, I think.
Definitely. I think so. And I want to say that, we can keep going. Like, I want to say that we are mature enough and able to handle everything in a way that we can continue a relationship. But at this point, we actually just broke up. We broke up on that Cancun vacation when I saw you.
Who breaks up on vacation?
I know.
At least traveling back had been awkward.
If you take it back from this perspective, like, we have not been able to open up and really talk to each other for such a long time. Like, it's been 1.5 years since the accident. Just because of the grief. Well, it's like, yeah, like the grief, and we're grieving in different ways. Like, if you are a couple and you go through something like that and you start to grieve in different ways, right? Like, he felt like he needed to support the family. We just got pregnant right after the accident, and we had a baby on the way. He wanted to support us, and I was so grateful for that. I really am, because I had the time I needed to kind of sit at home with my feelings. But with him doing that, he went in full work mode where he turned into a machine, a robot, and he wasn't a full human. And he worked 13-hour days every single day.
You think that's just how he was coping with it? Like,
that's how he was coping.
That's a very popular way to cope with it.
It is.
Just keep yourself super busy.
Keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
And for me, during that time, I was so lonely. Like, I got pregnant right after the accident, okay?
Yeah, can we talk about that too?
Right.
Because losing a kid, and now you're dealing with that PTSD, you're dealing with that grief. Right. You find out you're pregnant.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
So I had a dream right after the accident, and there's been like lots of like little things where Romeo's kind of been communicating with me. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is one of my favorite ways, because I had a dream, and it was a lucid dream where I'm aware that I'm dreaming and we're flying. It's very vivid. After the flight, he tells me that he's excited for his little sister, to come to Earth.
No way.
He does, yes. And I woke up at like 2 a.m. I go and I write it all down. So I have it all written down in her little baby book. But I got pregnant a month after that dream with a baby girl, with his little sister. And it was just one of those like meant to be things. So
wow, that's amazing. I mean, how comforting is that to know that your son, who has passed, already knows his sister. They've already met, and he already knew she was coming. Like, that's awesome.
Oh, she's really like, it's hard. It is so hard, but she's been really helping me heal my heart. And she gives me a reason every single day to heal myself, to choose life, and to choose love.
Yeah, I'm a guy, so I don't even know what it's like to be pregnant at all.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
the hormones, the emotions.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
put that on top of it.
I understand grief pretty well.
Gosh.
And then pregnancy on top of it. And then just the combination of you lost a kid, you're getting a kid.
Yes.
And then the dream. And then Okay, because this is
what then I'm isolated, by the way, because we're doing this with Summer Cells, right?
Yeah,
so we go to California.
No friends.
I don't have friends. I don't have family. And my boyfriend is working 13-hour days.
Yeah.
So like I definitely have an amazing support system, but they're in another state, and I didn't realize until now, because now I'm like out of that. Looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I did it.
Yeah.
It was rough. And I think that's one of the main trajectories that kind of took our relationship in different paths.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I have this with Blue, because Blue's starting to wear all of Riggins' hand-me-downs. And he's like, he's thinning out now, and he sounds like Riggins, and he just is like reminding me of Riggins all the time.
Okay.
And it's, part of me loves it. And like, it's so cute, and like, I love it. And part of me is having a really tough time. Like,
right.
Like, this is really hard. And so, like, a pregnancy after losing a kid, like going through the birth process again, breastfeeding again, like all those like motherly things that you just got done doing with Romeo. Is it just that weird common? This is what I'm figuring out about grief, interviewing all these people. Is it's not black and white ever. It's always this weird smack of both. So is it like you love it and hate it at the same time? Probably.
That I love and hate what?
Like that this baby reminds you so much of having Romeo and becoming a mother.
Right.
Like, that's got to be bittersweet.
It is. It's so bittersweet, and I love it. I would say the hardest part is getting in my head about like comparing them, or just being in my head at all about anything of it. If I'm
so can you start the comparison thing?
Right.
So can you talk more about that? Like,
you
do compare, or you don't compare?
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. I mean, it happens. I just lost a child.
Yeah.
And I'm pregnant with a new child. And she reminds him in so many ways, but she's also just so different. She's a different human. She's a different person. But like giving birth to her and holding her in my arms right after I lost the love of my life, and now I have this new love of my life. It was just so like, it's crazy. I don't even know how to say it.
I know.
I don't even know how to say it. I'm still going through that. Like as she's getting older and she's starting to yell and she's starting to be more expressionate. Like, she's reminding me more of him.
What's her name?
Amara.
Pretty name. I was actually on your Instagram because we were messaging on Instagram.
Right.
You had that. You posted a picture of her, I think.
Yeah.
Very cute. Kid.
Oh, okay.
Such a cutie.
I have the cutest kids.
Yeah. Oh, damn! I had something good I was gonna ask you. Gosh, damn! I shouldn't have complimented your kid, because now it threw me off.
I mean, she's cute, so she'll distract you.
No, this was not gonna be.
Was it about my relationship? Was it about?
I don't remember. It wasn't gonna be good though. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, you said you don't even. It's hard to talk about because you don't even know how to explain it. You don't even. Okay, I just wanted. I think this is a part of what makes grief and talking about emotions so hard is we don't even know how we feel about it.
Yes.
So it's like I can't talk to you about it because I don't even know how I feel about it.
I don't even know how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, and that's why it's so, especially for guys, I think.
Oh, it's so much harder.
Is we don't even know what to. I don't even know what to tell you.
You don't, and
because it's. I have two opposite thoughts. Do you want me to tell you both opposite thoughts at the same time and not make sense? I don't know. I don't know how to express it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk about it, so I'm shutting it down.
Exactly, and that's what my partner did.
Yeah.
And for me, I would take that personally because he's so shut off. He's so cut off from him and from.
And like, listen, I don't know anything about your boyfriend. Might be the best goddamn guy in the world.
Oh, he is. He is.
Okay, but like, it is like it's so hard to talk about.
Right.
It just is like.
It's almost like scary.
And again, I don't even know, but he probably loves you and like is so frustrated with you at the same time.
Yes.
And he doesn't know what to do.
Exactly.
and again, I could be completely wrong. I don't want to put like whatever.
No, you're on it.
But like that has to be so hard for him.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And he doesn't want to talk. Who wants to talk about that? That's really hard to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is I know he loves me and I love him. And we've been through something so like intimate and so traumatic that another thing is, you were saying this earlier, like these kids, they're only 2.5. Like nobody really knows them but their parents.
Yeah.
Nobody knows Romeo like me and Caden.
Yeah, not saying like if you and Caden don't work out and like you could find another guy and it could be great. But like it's just hard because you didn't lose your child with like you lost him with Caden. Like like it's just hard.
I'll
like
always have that.
You have that connection.
Yep.
And it's a terrible connection, but it's a strong one. Like
it's
that
a strong connection for sure. And I mean, at the end of the day, like he can love me, but does he look at me and not blame me? I don't think he wants to blame me. I really don't think he wants to.
I don't think he wants to at all.
But does he?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's even in touch with his emotions enough to know if he does or doesn't. But it's at the point to where like I really am on this journey of self-discovery and happiness and choosing life, and I need to be with somebody who doesn't look at me with all of that pain.
Yeah.
It's almost like selfishly I want a new start.
I don't think that's selfish. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Back to the blame thing, because this is interesting too, is because with my accident, there's really no one to blame.
Right.
It was a sandstorm. So like even the car, like it's not like anyone tried, like it was just a terrible thing. Mm-hmm. And so then you think about something long enough, you just blame yourself. Like I just found a way to blame myself. It was my fault. And then this is the thing I found out, like when I started talking to family members, like they were blaming themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, whoa, I didn't know that. Like, whoa, like why would it be your fault?
Yeah.
Like you're so far removed from this thing. Like,
yeah, for sure.
If anything, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
But there's many members in my family that felt terrible. Like my grandma felt bad that she planned the family reunion. My parents felt bad that they invited. Like no one did anything wrong.
Yeah.
But like it's so terrible, and you love them. You just kind of like, what could I have done? And you find things that you could have done, and you could play that what if game all day. But the whole reason I bring that up is you might be surprised, like your boyfriend or whoever, he might be struggling with blaming you, but maybe himself too a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
And so if he opens that wound, he's gonna have to talk about shame and guilt, those two worst things that we've talked about earlier. Like no one wants to go there. Yeah, and it just gets hard to. I'm not kidding. Like Bree, one thing I've learned through this podcast, I think most people would rather be miserable, but it's a comfortable miserable that they know for the rest of their life they'll just go down being miserable, versus going through hell but then maybe being happy and living it. Like that's what I'm learning. Like people are like I might be unhappy, but I'm not having that conversation. And I'm just like, dude, if you get through that conversation, there's so much beauty on the other side of it. There
is, yes.
So much healing to be taking place.
And another thing too is I don't think a person needs to necessarily go through something as traumatic as what you've gone through, or maybe what I've gone through. I think every person has their own set of challenges that are designed uniquely for each one of us to wake us up from the daydream of life, right? Yeah. To have a purpose within ourselves to start living. So I'm saying that because I don't want people who are listening to think they need to go through something to this level to have purpose in their lives, because that's not it at all. You can always use your mess, the things you've been through in life, to transform into a new one.
Yeah, and like even back to when you were pregnant, not married, and I asked you like judgment, like you just you even handled that. Like I feel like you've handled really hard times in your life pretty well. Like you kind of like you're good. Like you're strong.
Thank you.
At least that's how it
I mean, it's been a lot, right? Like you kind of, me, for example, at a young age, I had to kind of just accept what was happening and choose to be excited or choose to, I mean, what's the other option?
Okay.
Like you either accept it and be happy and continue moving forward, or you
what's the other option? I love it. Because people tell me, like, how are you doing? I'm like, I mean...
Yeah, it's almost
either
like
kill myself or that. Like,
it's
I don't
almost
know.
like they're surprised that you're okay,
like,
right?
Don't have a lot of options, but
yeah, people look at me and they're kind of surprised that I'm like okay, but I really am, and I think the same for you.
Very
right?
surprised, yeah.
Yeah, but to you, it's just like, what's my other option, man? Like, what do you expect from me?
You say you talk to Romeo.
Yeah.
I talk to Frankie. I mean, I'm saying Frankie a lot because Frankie's too, but I mean, I talk to all of them. But what can I ask you? Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let's say Romeo came down here, or you have like 10 minutes with him. What do you think he's saying to you? No, not 10 minutes. Let's say you have 1 minute, and you can't say anything to Romeo.
Okay. Ooh.
What are some things Romeo's going to tell you, you think?
He's telling me to not blame myself. He's telling me to be happy. He's telling me he's happy. He's happy and he has life to live, and he hopes that I do too. And that's the thing. It's like he does tell me that in his own ways.
Yeah.
I get signs all the time.
I think that's so healing and therapeutic.
Do you get signs from Frankie?
I get a lot of different signs, but
right.
But where my mind's at right now is, okay, when I first started talking to Courtney,
okay,
our communication was apologizing. That was all we were doing. All I would hear her voice say is, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry."
Really, I just get chills.
That's all I would say. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like, we would just, and I just be crying, and we just that was our communication for the first several weeks after the accident, because just knowing Courtney.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm a little surprised because I honestly felt like he was trying to avoid that question, because she brought it up a couple times that she gets signs from her son, and that makes a lot of people uncomfortable because that makes you have to kind of rethink your existence. If you're getting signs from your son, who is no longer alive here on planet Earth, but obviously still connected to you, that changes everything.
I know there's a part of her that would just feel bad. And so I just want her to know, like, I just love you and don't feel bad. And then she knows me. She knows I'm going to feel terrible because I wasn't in the car. And so, like, it's this weird...
But it was her and not you.
And so, like, when I heard you say that about Romeo, I just... And I think that's part of the reason why I asked you, is I have and I need that conversation with Courtney of we're both just so sorry.
Yeah.
But there's something to that. Just you want to feel like no anger, animosity. It just, this sucks and we're both in it. And we're both in it in different ways. Like she's on the other side and I'm over here. But this is it now. And we got to figure out how to navigate through it. But I think it's so important that you have those conversations with Romeo, because I know for sure that's what he'd tell you.
It is. And he does. Like, he finds little ways to kind of tell me that every so often. And I know, like, I don't know how time works on the other side for them, but he is with me when I need him to be with me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I will say, just to play devil's advocate, because I'm that type of guy.
Right.
Like, okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
Yesterday I'm driving, and Sammy's like, look at that license plate. So I look at the license plate, and it says Frankie on it.
No.
And it's spelled wrong. It's spelled, it has an E at the end.
Okay.
So I'm like, wrong, in my mind, I'm like, wrong spelling, but
okay,
like,
so
we'll
your
take
logical
it.
mind.
Yeah, but like, we'll take it. But like, sometimes I do think, in my mind, I'm like, a dragonfly. Like,
that's because
Courtney and dragonflies. I have this weird connection. Dragonflies and Courtney. And like, when I see them, like oh, it's court. But then other times I'm like, okay, is this just, there's just dragonflies. So I like mess with myself.
You know what's so crazy?
Like critiquing my own conversations and signs with my dead wife. Like, how fucked up is that? But that's what I do. Like,
right.
No, that wasn't really her. Like, no, it was her. Like, I just can't trust anything.
You know what's so crazy? Right before I met you, I kept thinking about dragonflies for some reason.
Really?
So the fact that you just said that,
Yeah.
that's like one of the things, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I got a quick dragonfly story for you.
Let's hear it.
So, yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a house. I've been renting this apartment. I'm done renting. I want to get into a house. Because you're just throwing money away. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't understand money. That's just how I see it. Anyway, I'm looking for this house.
Yeah.
And I'm walking in this house. And I like it, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. Because Courtney's not here. So I'm like, I don't know.
Because that's Courtney's job. Like,
yeah.
Courtney like it.
I'm like, this house looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 4 walls and a roof. And
Right. Cool. It's a home.
And then I see this dragonfly. And it's like, it's in purple, her color. And it's this beautiful big dragonfly outside in the backyard on this rock. And it was just like weird, like very weird.
Okay. The thing with that is like your mind can very logically explain something like that away, but your soul knows. Your soul knows.
But then, I mean, we can get into the philosophy and theology here, but then, because like, here's the other thing. Because then you get into the manifestation thing. Because, okay, how long was that dragonfly there on that rock? Maybe 20 years. I don't know. So, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, when does it become coincidence? When does it become real? I don't know any of that stuff. It all gets very weird to me. But yeah, I have moments. I'd say, how often do you have moments that you're kind of like, ooh, like you feel
that was kind of eerie.
Like from Romeo, maybe.
Yes.
Like daily.
It used to be
semi-daily, maybe.
It used to be daily. Right after the accident, it was like every single day, and now it's for sure when I need him, and probably it goes from every other day to a few times a week. But he visits me often. I get them often.
Can I ask you one more question, and then we'll wrap up with, do you like movies?
This is how we change the fear around death, by talking about it. If you have a story, I'd be honored to hold place for it. Subscribe, share, and be part of the conversation.